Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. I'll start off as usual by giving you the list of cardstock you're going to need and the sizes. The card base is Pink Pirouette and it measures 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored at 4 1/8 and folded. And in metric that's 21 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres, scored and folded at 10.5. And then there's a layer of Blackberry Bliss which measures 4 inches by 5 5/8, and that's 10.25 by 14.25. And then there's a layer of Pink Pirouette which measures 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/2 inches, which is 10 by 14 centimetres. And then you'll need some scraps of Blackberry Bliss and also Whisper White for the flowers. Now most of this card is made by die cutting, so I'm going to bring my Big Shot up and we'll do that bit first. Right, so I have learnt not to put too many pieces through the Big Shot at the same time. I did try, but I found that it doesn't cut too well if you've got too much in here and little bits around here as well. There's just not enough pressure on the edge. It may just be my machine, but you may want to take heed to that just in case it happens to you as well. Right, talking too much again. The dies that I'm using are from the Botanical Builder Framelits dies, and you get an amazing 14 dies in this set. And the ones I'm using today are that one, that, and that. Okay, so if I just pop these down here first. First of all, I want to tell you about this one here. This is obviously the one that does this, and the way it cuts is like this. So if you remember that the side that's got the holes, the leaves, is the side that is going to go on your card. The side that's got these sticky out leaves, that's the side that gets thrown away. If you have a look at where the actual cutting blade is on here, it's round the outside of all of the leaves and on the outside of this curve. So when you're placing it down, that's where you've got to make sure you're watching where your die is going. Okay, so I'm going to do this one first. Previously when I tried this, I put my paper sideways, but I didn't pay attention to this bit here, and I've now bent my die, and I also knocked a chunk out of my Big Shot as well, so don't make the same mistakes as me. Learn by my mistakes. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm lining that top corner into the top corner of my cardstock. I'm making sure that that leaf isn't coming off the edge, because I know that the blade is right on the outside of all of this. And then I'm just making sure that I can get that to come down there without pushing this out of place. Okay, so that looks good to me. So I'm going to put that piece through first. Right, so I'll come back and sort these out in a minute. Let's pop that there so I can do as much of the die cutting as I can before I start removing the bits from their pieces of paper. So the white is going to take that. I'm also going to have 2 white ones of that, so that can go through. I'm going to have 2 pieces of the fern, This is the one that I find most tricky. No, that's not going to be big enough. Let's bring this sheet in. In fact, let's cut this down a little bit. If you do find that you have any trouble with, got something stuck on there. If you do find that you have any trouble with this one, what I found was I used it once with a sheet of wax paper, and then it carried on doing it on its own after that. Right, I'm still missing one, aren't I? Now let's put this way round. There we go. And when you're putting through more than one die at a time like this, this magnetic platform really does come into its own. Right, now I need that one again, so that can go there. That one can go there. I need this one again, so I'm going to have to separate this. Oops, don't lose that. Right, okay, so this is when my beautiful, beautiful brush comes into its own. This is the Sizzix die cutting brush that removes all these bits. See how easy that was? So, let's just get it separated from the rest of the cardstock. It would have been a lot easier if I'd chosen to do the fat leaves, but I just prefer these ones. But they really don't like letting go the rest of the paper. But it comes. I don't think it's actually stuck, it's just hanging on. Oh, that bit is still... Oh no, it is alright. Okay, so that one's off. Oh, I might better use that for my little flower. And also this one. Once that centrepiece has come out, you normally find that the rest of it is quite happy to come out as well. There's my paper piercer. I can't see that at the moment. Never mind, let's see if one of these will be loose. That's the one. There we go. So that's that one. So what I need now is another one of that. I need one of those. And then I need a white one. I've already got two of those, so that's fine. Okay, let's put this through now. Is that on? No, it's not quite on, is it? There we go. In fact, let's bring that back again. I wonder if that will make it come out a bit easier. I know all the cut lines are so close to each other on that one. I mean, it's cut okay. That's not what the problem is. Right, okay, I'm going to trust that everything has been done okay, and I've finished with my big shot. So let's bring this back in again. Right, let's see if we can do this a bit better. I'm not sure that that last little bit is actually cut. No, it doesn't look as if it's been pulled off, does it? Okay, so I've got two of those. Let's do this one. That one comes out a dream, look at that. Got that. I've got that. I've got a white flower that was left over from something earlier on, so I'll use that. And this little one see that centre dot come out. Okay, it's not going to. Oh, there's my paper piercer. And push that one out. Let's see if these have come off, or at least which one has, because one of them normally does. Oh, that's it. And then I just use my, oops, there we go. I just use my paper piercer underneath to lever it up a bit. So that's 1, 2, 3. I think maybe next time I'll use some more wax paper on it. I think I've probably worn it out. The thing is, some of the wax actually gets stuck inside the dies, which lasts for a little while, but not forever. Okay, that's all my pieces now, I think, isn't it? Oh, this one. This one I don't actually worry about using my brush of my mat. That one comes out really so nice and easy. And then you've just got this bit that comes off, and these ones that just pop out so easily like that. There we go. So that was the last piece. Right, okay, now that's all done. So it's just a question really of assembling the card. And what have I lost? This piece. So that's going to go onto here. Let's use Tombow for that. I think it's really lovely colour combo, these two. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my flowers on here first, because I need to stamp my sentiment, and I don't want to stamp that until I've got my flowers on, so I know my positioning. Okay, so this is the first one I think that'll do. And what I do with this is I use my silicone mat, which I can't see right now, but I know it's here. It's definitely, oh, my proper one isn't here, but this one will do. And what I'm going to use to stick this on is I'm going to use my two-way glue pen. Move that out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Just make sure it's all nice and moist. Now I just paint a little bit on each of the leaves. Okay. Then this one I know, I always line it up towards the edge, like here. Remove any hairy bits. Be fine. Any that are still left afterwards, I'll go over it with a stiff brush. I found this brush, I think it belongs to my sewing machine, I don't know, but that's nice and stiff, just like this one. And I find that once that's all glued down, if I go over like this, if there's any bits of hair left, or at least what I call hair, it takes it off. I don't like to do it when it's just a die cut like this in case I break it. So I wait till it's all dried. Right, and then this is the second one. That's it. And this one, I know I overlap it slightly at the bottom, but tip it sideways. Right, okay, the rest I will leave. Those that come down this part don't matter because they're going to be covered up with my flower. Right, okay, so with my flower, I just give the petals a little bit of a twist. I mean, they've obviously already got quite a bit of dimension to them because of that half the petal is die cut out anyway. So give them a little curl and then I push that one up a bit further. And then with dimensionals, I just put one on the base. And then I pop that on the leaves, but I make sure that these don't come off the edge there. So that's like that. And then this one I pop in the centre, but just curl that very slightly. This one you have to be very careful with because of the it is really quite delicate. And then I take one of these little pieces for that. That circle bit isn't quite big enough to take a whole dimensional. Okay, so that's that, and then pop that into the middle. And then I have 3 of these, and again these are all going to have little bits of dimensional on them. I'd better close that up. Right, now if I cut that way and then cut it into 3, that should be fine. Just watch these go jumping across the table. Oh, maybe not. Right, here we go. Now I put mine right over the hole there, because then when I put a pearl or a rhinestone on top, it's got an extra bit of adhesion. Keep still. That's it. And then this one. There we go. Right. I'm going to put one round about here. Then this one off about here, and this one about here. Okay, so that's a nice layout, I think. Let's move all of this out of the way, tidy up a bit. And now I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to do Happy Birthday, and that comes from Sassy Salutations. That's this one here, which I've already got ready here. And I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss Ink. Now I'm just going to stamp this onto a piece of scrap first, just to remind myself the view that I have of the stamp, to make sure that I'm doing it straight. I think that should just be like a very gentle ski slope. Let's have a look. Yes, that's fine. So let's try. So I want it to go about in the centre, I think. Very gentle ski slope. Yes, that's good. Looks as if I might have bounced that a little bit, but at least it's bounced for just the two main letters, so I planned it like that. Right, I'm going to put this onto my card base now. Let's bring this one back. And Tombow. Now what I do with this one is the usual bit about close to the edge but not right to the edge. Come on a curve round the edge there, and then I just do a little bit in between all the slices there, and then I do a little dot on each of the leaves, and one there. And then, yeah, I do it that way. I find it's easier to line up the square side of this. And then the leaves can find their own space. Okay, so that's that. So we're just missing the rhinestones now. I'll have one of the bigger ones for the big flower. And the medium size for these. And they go straight on top of that adhesive from the glue dot, the dimensional that's underneath it. There we go. So I hope you like my card. I will just show you 3 others I made. First of all, this one, which is basically the same, but I used a Blackberry Bliss base and I didn't put another layer in there. So that gives you an idea what it looks like with or without the extra one. I also did one in mint macaroon and mossy meadow, and I did one in basic grey and basic black with the whisper white. So choices. I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a try. It's a beautiful card. I like it. Modestly, she says. In fact, that one's got thinking of you. I've got somebody in mind that I'm going to send that to. So anyway, many thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions, please contact me. I am always happy to help you. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. If you'd like to buy any of the products that I featured here today, please click on the 24/7 link that's in the details below. Oh, and also, if you're watching this and you can't see the measurements and everything on the screen, they will be in the details below. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.